Hey, what's up, Dean? Safe Performance. We are at got the Nova back, and we are upgrading all the suspension. All those boxes right there. There's a shifter, rear end, all the coilover shocks and springs, upper control arms over there, new lower control arm. Well, actually, the upper and lower are over here now. I moved them over here. But this is what it looked like prior. Now I already got one side done, but this is kind of your factory look. The stamped steel, big old coil spring. That wire is, I'd almost be concerned with. Not sure what that is. I'll have to look and see what that is. But yeah, all the old stuff to all the new stuff. So tubular lower, which you can see it's sitting pretty level right now. The car's up in the air, so it's a little bit drooped. Tubular upper, all new. Everything is new. Viking coilovers, double adjustable, which is pretty sick. These are CPP, I believe. Coil springs, 350-pound coil springs. I'm gonna try those. That's what they recommended because of the LS. Big blocks, they said, are 450. These are 350. Or I think they said small blocks and big blocks can use the 450 because of the difference in the weight in the heads and stuff. But the LS, way lighter motor, so went with the 350. Hopefully it's good. But these also will allow different ride height. It's basically cranked all the way down. It's probably going to sink the tire up, but we'll try and get it nice. So this side is done, other than the two big nuts on the end. Everything else is done, and I replaced the hardware that was like crusty and cut. So I couldn't find, I had originally bought the flanged style bolts and then kind of the pinch lock nut, that rolled over one with the little knurl in it. But those are too small. Those are 3/8 and these bolts are 7/16. So I ran back, got 7/16 washers and nylon lock nuts, which should be good. So those ones are cranked. I just got to tighten those, but I got to position these little spacers for the needles, the grease joints. Install the grease joints. This side's done. So I'm going to let it down and position those. Get the grease joints in the bottom. The bottom ones, the lower ones should be fine to do. Then I'll grab the grease gun, I'll grease everything up, and this side will be good. Also, the long box right there is a new 1.25 inch, I believe it's 1.25 inch solid anti-sway bar. So I need to see how that goes on, because there wasn't one on the car. So I don't know exactly 100% how that one goes on, but we will figure it out. Yeah, so this is all the old stuff. This is definitely a big block spring that has been cut, and it's still this tall, and it still kept the car way up in the front end. I have a set of small block springs in the back there that are almost like 2 inches lower than that one. So it's pretty crazy, but yeah, back to work. All right, I got side 2 all done. Everything's tightened up. I am now adjusting the coilovers, but I did notice that this side did not have any of the grease fittings, so I'm gonna have to stop and get grease fittings. I got them in all of these, but I don't know, I got them in up there. I got that tight. You can kind of see the blue cap sticking off the edge. So I gotta find these ones, and then I got to straighten that side up, or tighten that side. The top rod, I haven't let it down yet. So, well, no, it's a lie. I've let it down twice. I'm adjusting the coilovers right now. First time I let it down, it was basically sank it. Like it's really, in my opinion, where the car should be, but it sank the car quite a bit. So I am slowly adjusting them up. I brought the spring up about 2 inches on the first shot, and that brought the car up about 1.5 inches. This time I brought them up 3/4 of an inch. So I'm about to see where that lands it. Hopefully it's good. It's still got a ton of adjustment left, probably another 3 inches. But I don't want it to be higher than the rear. Like, I want the car, the body of the car to be level, like the floor, the rocker panel. That's what I want to call it. Which that is pretty close. Now these are going to settle. That's a stiff spring. And that is pretty close. It's hard to tell because the fender kind of dips up a little. But the rear is a little bit taller than the front. But if you look at how the wheel sits, like the top of the fender is, the tire is just ever so slightly tucked into it. And then when you go to the rear, the tire is almost perfectly even. So probably if I go up another maybe 3/4 of an inch, I'll probably end up going up about 1.5 inches on the front. And that'll just, so that when everything settles, because tomorrow when I come in, I'd be willing to bet this is settled out quite a bit. Yeah, see, like these are fittings here. I gotta fix these, rotate them back a little bit, but I did that one and that one there so that you can get a grease gun from the top. I'll just make it easier. I gotta fix a coolant leak too. It is the housing, that's this thermostat housing is dripping out of the bottom. So maybe I boogered up the gasket. I hope that's all it is, the O-ring, whatever. But for now, where I started was 2 shims here and 2 shims here. That's what was in it. Well, this side had a whole bunch in the front. It actually had more in the front, which is weird. Do plan to take the car to the alignment shop to get it all said and done, but it's maybe a little, you can't really do much because there's no real camber adjustment. Looks like maybe it's cambered in just a hair, but how much space is to the bump stop? Yeah, see, there's a good distance to the bump stop, so it is pretty close right there. But I'll make it a little bit higher or not, we'll see. But that is it for today. Tomorrow I'll finish up tightening all this stuff up, and then I'm gonna rip the rear end apart and get the new gears out, get them ready to go. I have a fan controller coming because I hate that it's hardwired to a switch. He doesn't mind it, he likes it, but I don't like it. I just feel like it should do it on its own. So I'm gonna put that on. I don't know when it gets here. Nathan's truck, the hose pushed off the pump and the hose is absolutely gooey. Like this black smudge on my finger, yeah, I know there's a ton, but at the very tip of it, the hoses, rubber hoses, just absolutely like turn to muck when they sit in fuel. So it literally just turned gooey and popped off the barb on the hat. So I have the plastic one, like the factory one. I have those coming. The ones I have are hair short. Well, 100 millimeters short to be exact. So I have 250 millimeter ones coming. They should be here, I think, tomorrow. But I got to get everything cleaned up, get his truck pulled in, and I pulled all the fuel back out of it. The truck runs perfect. Because I just shoved the hose on so I can move the truck back and forth for now. So I pulled all the fuel back out where we were when I tuned it in Lakeland, and truck's running really good again. It's got super responsive, fires right up, so that'll fix that. But I'm still doing the regulator and all that stuff because then he has room for improvement, like maybe a supercharger, turbocharger, definitely turbo, not a baby one, big one. But anyways, appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of new videos, leave me a comment. As always, have a good day.